Welcome to the Fantasmagorium show. On today's show, Reminiscence crashes and burns like hard. I can't remember a movie flopping so spectacularly. Our very own Steve Foley has released a book that encourages us all to go to the lobby. And Netflix releases our first look at the characters from the live-action Cowboy Bebop. 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
And we are live.
Hey, Steve, what's going on, bud?
Hey, Bunny. How was your weekend?
It was really good. We got some stuff going on for other channels that you and I pumped out yesterday.
Yeah.
Had a great night talking about Star Trek II over on Mr. Brown's Alliance. It was quite a weekend.
Yeah, I worked all weekend. I had a kind of a marathon session Saturday. I had to work for some things we were helping out with the Burnett work, and show, which was really fun. But it was I had to had a lot. There was a lot of work to do in a very short time frame. So I just knocked it out on Saturday. It was really kind of worked all day. Other than that, but relaxing weekend other than the work. Yesterday I kind of just took it easy, did a little more work on some of our stuff. I watched Howard the Duck for our upcoming cult classic movie corner this Thursday with Jurnee and special guest. The special guest is the director of a new doc called Howard the Doc.
Awesome.
So we're looking forward to having him on the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, other than that, man, we're just, it's a new week and looking forward to getting going.
You and me both, buddy. You and me both.
Yeah. So, like we do every day, please like, subscribe, comment, hit the little bell, do all the things, that helps the channel grow. What we say every day. So we love subscriptions. Those are great. But even better for us is your interaction. Liking, sharing, and also commenting down below. So please do all of those things. If you'd like to send a comment or question if you'd like to send a tip with your comment or question, please do so at www.streamingelements.com. That's streamelements.com/Fantasmagorium show/tip. We also have a website you can check out, www.phantasmagoriumshow.com. We have our shows, movie news, and also a link to our audio-only podcast, so you can take us on the road with you. We'd love to be your traveling companion. We also have a shop there on the website. Pick up shirt or hoodie or little item with the Phantasmagorium show on it. It really helps us support the channel, as well as gives you something tangible in return, and we think that's cool. All right, Scotty. Before we actually get into the weekend box office numbers, I do want to do some shameless self-promotion. As you hinted to in the opening, I have written a book. It's basically a history book, kind of a novelty history book about concessions and the history of concessions in the movie theater, called Let's All Go to the Lobby, A Sweet History of Concessions at the Movies. And I would like everybody to check it out. Right now it's available on Amazon in Kindle form, also in paperback. We do have an audio version coming out for Audible and other wherever you get your audio books. But that will probably be next week sometime. Okay. It takes a little longer to produce those. But I did want to promote that a bit. I have a trailer, if you don't mind.
I don't
mind. If you will indulge me, let's watch the trailer. So yeah, that's I'm pretty excited about it. Now comes the hard part, though. If you think writing a book is hard, wait until you have to self-publish and try to market the thing, try to get people to buy it. It's just hard to get break through the noise without spending a lot of money, which I don't have, unfortunately. But we're going to do our best in promoting it here. Also, thanks to Robert Meyer Burnett for inviting me on to his show when he gets back from Portland to promote the book. So, and there's some other stuff we can do. We'll keep pushing. But I'm proud of the book, and thank you very much, Scotty. Scotty did some copy for the book, actually, and he wrote a very nice review on the Canadian version of Amazon, and I appreciate that, dude.
Oh, my pleasure, and thanks for giving me an advanced copy of the book. Like I got to read it, and it was a sweet, breezy history of concessions at the cinema, how they started on the sidewalk outside of movie houses and got moved inside to the lobbies. I can't give anything away. There are spoilers to this.
It's history. And it's hard to promote this book because it's not long. It's very short. It's 80 pages in the paperback version. I think like 78 in the digital version. It's a sweet little history of concessions, but there are some cool little tidbits in there. One of the tidbits is the fact that movie theater owners didn't want popcorn anywhere near their theaters. They built these lavish palaces to show these really cool movies in, and they considered popcorn carnival food, poppers. They really felt that it was beneath the lavishness of their movie palace. So I thought that was very interesting, and we go a little bit more in depth in that in the book too. So, it was fun research. It was a cool project to do, and I'm proud of it. Obviously, it's my first self-published book.
Well, and you should be proud, man. It's good. It's engaging and it's interesting, and there was stuff in there that I didn't know before, and so it is a perfect companion piece to the evolution of cinema itself.
Cool. Now, if the book is successful, maybe we can find somebody in our network to do the documentary, right? Because that would be fun.
That would.
Anyways, enough about me. Let's talk
about me. No.
Let's go talk. Yeah, let's talk about Scotty for now. Let's figure out. Oh, dude. So the weekend box office wasn't huge this weekend. In fact, we'll talk about the numbers here in a second. Free Guy again, number one at the box office. There were a couple movies that came out. One that I was actually interested in seeing, called Protege. But the marketing was limited, and it didn't have a huge marketing budget, so I didn't expect it to do all that well. It's kind of a John Wick variation on the John Wick theme, but it did fairly well, coming in the number 7 slot. We'll go over the numbers here in a minute. Yeah, but I wasn't because I had to work this weekend. I wasn't able to make it to the theater, unfortunately. I'll try to sneak out sometime this week, maybe, because next weekend there's this weekend coming up. There's a bunch of good stuff we'll cover on Thursday. Yeah. So let's just get right into it, Scotty. Here are your top 10 box office. Free Guy was number 1, 18,790,000, which is just a 33.8% drop week to week, which is one of the, if I'm not mistaken, it's Ryan Reynolds' best second weekend opening for any movie he's ever done.
Even Deadpool?
Even Deadpool.
Wow.
Yeah, because Deadpool, remember, big tentpoles usually take a bigger drop. It's just the nature of the beast. Everybody goes on the opening weekend. So, this was a really, that's a small drop. So kudos to Free Guy. If you haven't seen Free Guy, do so. It's a good movie. It's not one of my top 10 movies of all time or anything, but it's a really fun popcorn movie, and it's a great summertime movie. It's just one of those kind of feel good movies that you smile to yourself while you're in the theater, like, yeah, this is what I want in my big blockbuster summer popcorn movies. Number 2 was Paw Patrol, the movie. This was a bit of a surprise for me. I wasn't sure that there was a huge market for it, but obviously people were ready to get their kids into the family go mobile and get to the theater this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So interesting that Paw Patrol took in $13 million on 3,184 screens. So
Wow.
Good job. That's a Paramount. Paramount needed a good win. That's a win for Paramount in my opinion. So good on them for Paw Patrol. I believe our buddy Turge took his kids to see Paw Patrol this weekend.
I remember hearing that. Yes.
In the number 3 slot, Jungle Cruise comes in 6.23 million. That's hanging strong.
Mm-hmm.
And number 4, Don't Breathe 2 with another 5 million this weekend. That totals up to $19 million for that movie. Now, I don't know exactly how much it costs to make that movie, but I'm sure they're making money hand over fist with this thing.
Well, and there seem to be a
ahead.
lot of movies that are sort of beginning to embrace, or not beginning to embrace, but anticipating the business model of low risk, low budget, high return. And so with Don't Breathe 2, I'm glad that is paying off for them.
Yeah, me too. And number 5 was Respect with 3.8 million. I think this movie is actually going to live better on when it gets to a streamer. Usually these I think we've talked about these kind of documentaries getting more life and more legs on streaming services. Number 6, The Suicide Squad brings in another $3.4 million. Number 7, like I said, Protege with 2.9 million. 8, The Night House, which actually looked pretty good, but this is a lower budget indie kind of film. Did well with 2.869 million. And number 9, Reminiscence, $2 million. A Hugh Jackman led film that cost a ton of money. It didn't cost a ton of money. I think it got made for about 69 million. So it wasn't that much money, but still, to only make $2 million on opening weekend for a Hugh Jackman film. We'll talk about that in a minute. That's horrible. Rounding out the top 10 is Black Widow, bringing another $1.157 million in its 7th week at the theater. So good on it. It's still chugging away, making some money.
Crawling towards 200 million.
Yes, domestic. Which I think is good for the pandemic era. So I think that's doing just fine. Any surprises or anything that caught your eye there, Scotty?
I had no idea there was a Paw Patrol movie.
Yeah, right. I didn't either.
I saw more promotion for the Protege than I did for Paw Patrol. And when Turge said that he had seen Paw Patrol, I thought that was just something that he had thrown on the television. I didn't realize it was a theater experience.
Right. Yeah.
So good for, and my nieces love Paw Patrol, and so good for the Paw Patrol, I say.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about it. Reminiscence. Hugh Jackman thriller becomes one of the biggest box office flops in history.
Oh, my stars. Hugh Jackman's latest movie, Reminiscence, has become one of the biggest box office flops of all time.
Damn.
I don't mean to take such glee with this. The post-apocalyptic thriller grossed just $2 million in North America whilst playing on 3,265 screens. It is one of the worst ever box office totals for a wide release film and made less money than numerous films that debuted at the height of the pandemic. Wow. I was actually looking forward to this, and then I started hearing reviews that were like, "Nope, I wouldn't." What are your thoughts on this, man?
I didn't see it, but there's a couple things. One, obviously bad reviews. Reviews were no good. The marketing didn't tell me what the story was, or what the film was about. I mean, kind of like reminded me of some kind of Strange Days, basically. But it was, you can access your memories and kind of go like relive them or stay in them, or I don't know what the hell it was. But so the marketing wasn't clear. and concise. And once again, the fucking day and date release on HBO Max. So if you were actually wanted to see this movie, you didn't have to go to the theater to see it. You could stay in and watch it on HBO Max for free or for the cost of your subscription.
And I don't think a lot of people subscribed to HBO Max for Reminiscence, so I don't even think that there would be any numbers to back up popularity on that platform either. Poor Hugh.
Yeah, it was really bad. It's a bad deal all the way around. So I mean, it's not going to get close to its budget, right? I don't know how much they spent on marketing, but you're probably in it 120 million, 150 million, maybe more. So yeah, it's tough. From people that actually that I heard from that saw the movie said it's the dumpster fire. It's all over the place. So, it's too bad.
It was an intriguing premise for me. I did want to see it, and it looked interesting. And then I did start to hear reviews, and it didn't entice me out to the theater. And I don't have HBO Max, so I didn't even bother putting it on late night Saturday.
So I will probably do that. I will watch it. I'll watch it on HBO Max because I have that. So now it's kind of like, well, how bad is it? You know what I mean? How bad is it? Because sometimes those are fun. As if it's not a fun, so bad it's good kind of movie, which it doesn't sound like it is. It's just pretty bad. But I'll watch it and I'll report back. When I do.
Thank you for taking that bullet.
Yeah.
Scarlett Johansson. Scarlett Johansson is back in the news, still in the news. Scarlett Johansson and Disney's war of words escalates in the Black Widow lawsuit.
Yeah, as Disney attempts to push the case out of court, Marvel's star lawyer blasted the studio's misconduct and misogynistic attack on Johansson. The Marvel star lawyer. I said it a little bit wrong, but I think you get the picture. Scarlett Johansson's lawyer blasted the studio's misconduct and misogynistic attack on Johansson. In a late court filing Friday night, Disney slammed Johansson's lawsuit and demanded the case be moved to arbitration. This is posturing by Disney. I told you this would happen, by the way. In which the studio and the actress would resolve the matter outside of a public court. The move comes as no great surprise, as Disney executives were reportedly furious that Johansson took the conflict public in the first place. Well, easy fix there, Disney. Reply to the request and do the right thing.
Yeah.
Fucking period.
If you would like to,
what do you mean you're irate? You're irate you should be irate at yourself for being stupid. That's what you should be irate about.
Tell us what you really think, Steve.
Jesus Christ. Continuing on. In the filing, Disney took aim at Periwinkle Entertainment, the company through which Johansson negotiated a contract, and the official plaintiff in the case the official plaintiff in the case. Disney's motion argues that Periwinkle agreed to resolve all disputes arising out of, in connection with, or relating to Scarlett Johansson's acting services for Black Widow through arbitration, and accuses Johansson of legal chicanery to attempt to take the dispute to court. That's not legal chicanery. You're in breach of contract, Disney. Of course she's going to go to court. When her people came to you and said, let's resolve this, what did you do? Mum's the word and then started making deals with all your other talent?
Yeah.
F you and this nonsense. This is them trying to save face. They don't want this public. The Court of Public Appeal is already against them. They know it. They know they don't have a case here. So arbitration, which will be private and no figures will be disclosed, nothing will be disclosed. It will all happen behind closed doors, is absolutely the way they want to go. Yeah. Because they do not want this in open court.
Well, and Disney, is good at one thing only, and that is maintaining their public image.
Yeah.
Anytime that there is a question as to whether or not Disney is a family-friendly corporation, they will jump all over it and they will try and protect their image before anything else.
Yeah.
And this was a failing in their part from the onset to protect
Yes.
that image. And now every step that they've taken against Scarlett Johansson has been, it's just backfired. This is like watching Elmer Fudd hunt.
Yeah, totally.
Not to mix my Warner Brothers and Disney's up, but
right.
yeah.
So, and Scarlett is getting a lot of support from fellow actors, including a fellow Marvel actors. I believe it was, now I'm gonna Elizabeth Olsen who came out and said, good for you, Don't let them do that to you. So good on her. Looks like that's going to get settled. It'll get settled in arbitration, and Disney's going to have to fork over some cash. And good for them. They need it. They screwed pooch on this whole deal. Yeah. So up next, Misha Green and Jurnee Smollett developing Birds of Prey spinoff movie focused on Black Canary for HBO Max. This actually came out Friday after the show, but I wanted to make sure that we talked about it today.
Oh, absolutely. Lovecraft Country and Underground creator Misha Green and Jurnee Smollett are teaming up for a third project, taking Smollett's Birds of Prey character, Black Canary, on Smollett's Bird of Prey character at Black Canary on new adventures in her own standalone film for HBO Max. Smollett confirmed the news on Twitter, writing, "Guess the Canary is out of the cage. So excited to finally embark on this new adventure with my creative soul sis." The pair are developing the project with DC Films president Walter Hamada and Galen Weisman. Last year, Green and Smollett teased their interest in teaming up for a Black Canary project, telling Variety that they used to compete in the DC EU fighting game Injustice 2, with Green choosing to play Black Canary, the alter ego of songstress Dinah Lance.
Yeah, cool. This is good news. Simply for the fact that I loved her in Lovecraft Country. I thought she was awesome. I think she was good in that in the role of Black Canary in that Birds of Prey movie, but that movie was garbage. Unfortunately, that just didn't work for me. But I did like her in the role. I think she'll be great in this kind of spin-off movie. I like that it's a standalone film for HBO Max. It's not trying to be, come out in the theaters and compete on that big DCEU level. So I'm looking forward to this. What about you?
Well, I'm not.
No.
It's
okay. It's okay.
The character doesn't really do anything for me. I didn't like when it came to Birds of Prey. The only thing that I thought was interesting coming out of that was Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. And I did like Ewan McGregor, but that's because I could watch Ewan McGregor read the phone book and I'd be fine with it. But no, I don't. And also just in terms of how the character was portrayed in the film, at least in character design, as opposed to the comic counterpart, I thought I was like, okay, that's a new name tag, but that's not the same character. So, and that's just, again, that's from me being a cursory DC fan. I know the big ones, but I'm not deep in the lore when it comes to DC.
Yeah.
So that's just my ambivalence towards it. That's all.
That's fine.
Thanks, man.
Next up, Cowboy Bebop. I'm gonna actually, if you don't mind, I'm gonna let you read not only the headline but the crux of it, so I can grab the pictures.
Absolutely.
Cool.
All right, Cowboy Bebop. Netflix releases the first look photos of John Cho and cast and announces the premiere date. Netflix has released the first look photos of the upcoming Cowboy Bebop adaptation is the word I'm trying to struggle for, starring John Cho, which premieres on November 19th. Based on the renowned late 90s anime series of the same name, this live-action reboot is an outer space set western that follows a team of bounty hunters led by Spike Spiegel, Jet Black, and Faye Valentine, played by John Cho as Spiegel, Mustafa Shakir as Jet Black, and Daniela Pineda as Faye Valentine. They hunt down criminals throughout the solar system while trying to escape dark pasts of their own. Cho is best known for his roles in the Harold and Kumar films and the rebooted Star Trek films, with more recent credits including Searching and Season 2 of The Exorcist. Shakir is known for playing Bushmaster in Marvel's Luke Cage, while Pineda played Zia Rodriguez in Jurassic World: The Fallen Kingdom. And these images are awesome. These give me hope for the show. I'm a huge Cowboy Bebop fan.
This in particular looks exactly like what we saw in the anime.
And I was concerned when I saw the initial cast. There was a tweet out a little while ago talking about the original composer coming back for the adaptation and providing music. And when they showed the actors, Jet Black looks great. John Cho looks great. I was concerned about Faye Valentine, but in seeing these images, it looks like I get to fall in love all over again.
Yeah, not bad, right?
Mm-hmm. These designs, and I suppose this is sort of harkens back to what we were talking about with Black Canary. These are the characters.
Yeah.
This is representative of what I would expect from a Cowboy Bebop movie. That looks who I want. That looks like who I want to see.
I want that couch in my house.
Well,
in my apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Can I have that?
Sure.
Okay.
I
suppose if I have enough money, I can have just about anything I want. Okay. Those images are great. I was late to the party on Cowboy Bebop. In fact, I'm not completely through the series. I'm actually watching it right now. Mm. I've had it on my list for, I don't know, 2-3 years.
Oh, yeah. And I was late.
Got to it.
I was late to the party as well. And when I finally got to it, I really enjoy the designs. I like the world. I like the music. And I love the melancholy. Every episode sort of leaves you with a pang of just enough sadness to go with the awesomeness. And it's a funny show. And I hope that the spirit of the anime translates to the adaptation.
Yeah, me too. Can't wait for that. I can't wait. Netflix, man, bringing some good stuff here lately. And that premieres on the 19th of November.
Mm-hmm. Looking forward.
Next up, Candyman opens this Friday for
Oscar.
all of you Candyman fans.
Now, so Oscar winner Jordan Peele unleashes a fresh take on the blood-chilling urban legend Candyman. Filmmaker Nia DaCosta, Little Woods, and the upcoming Captain Marvel 2 directs this contemporary incarnation of the cult classic. Now, if I remember correctly, this is going to be without Tony Todd?
Correct.
Well, then that makes me wonder.
This is Yahya Abdul-Mateen II.
Okay.
Now the reason why we're talking about Yahya Abdul-Mateen II all the time is because he's one of the hottest actors in Hollywood right now. He's just in everything, which is cool. This actually comes to us from our website, the Fantasmagorium Show. If you want to go check this out, there's a new trailer that they dropped just today or yesterday. So I threw that up there, and you can view that on our website. It's cool. Check it out there.
And I remember seeing the original Candyman way back when it first came out in the early 90s, and I enjoyed it. It was really good. And that's when the heyday of my appreciation for horror movies was. And so, but stepping into the shoes of Tony Todd has got to be difficult. And I wish this movie the best of luck. And also, it's nice that Jordan Peele is continuing on in terms of horror movies. It's a fine line between comedy and horror, and so I'm glad that sort of same nerve is being tickled by Jordan Peele. Yeah,
I want to see the movie for a couple of reasons. One, I love the first one, so I'd like to, and I want to see it. I want to see what Yahya Abdul-Mateen II can do in this role, and then I'm really interested in the director, Nia DaCosta. Nia DaCosta has a movie out that's really cool. It's a little movie called Little Woods.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to see what she does with this because she's directing Captain Marvel 2 or the Marvels.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very, very interested in kind of seeing what her take and how that might inform what she does with the Marvel movie.
Yeah, I would like to see it. Again, I love the first one, and then seeing what we would sort of tonally be in or visually in store for when it comes to Marvels. That would be an interesting, I don't know, appetizer for what we have to look for.
Her approach to the material, and then we'll see. So that's coming up this Friday. I don't know if I'll make it to the movies for this. I'm gonna try to make it to the movies for this one and a couple other ones that are out. Just a lot of good stuff coming out right now. And then we're going to really start kicking into gear. There's a bunch of stuff coming out this fall. So the fall's really going to start kicking into high gear with we'll start getting some of the Oscar bait movies. And in fact, I think over the next couple of days, we'll probably on the website be doing a fall preview for movies. I do have a bunch of stuff kind of collecting together for that. So it'll be interesting. Next up, NBC Universal amps up pressure on Nielsen, calling for measurement independence.
NBC Universal, which has sparred publicly with Nielsen in recent years, has issued a call for measurement independence in the media industry. In an open letter, NBCU did not say it would outright shun Nielsen, which remains the dominant force in measurement despite challenges from ComScore and others, but it urged all measurement companies to offer alternative means of tracking viewing across linear television and digital platforms. And it said it is in the process of building a set of interoperable measurement solutions from a broad network of trusted partners, indicating a plan to rely less on Nielsen in the future. A request for proposals went out to 50 measurement films on August 2nd, films, rather. On August 2nd, and responses are due today. The move also follow the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, which delivered underwhelming numbers for NBCU and resulted in numerous make goods for key advertisers. On social and digital platforms, NBCU has cited strong numbers and, in relative terms, primetime broadcasts far outdistanced rivals on most nights during the 2 weeks plus of the games.
Well, yeah, I don't know how they're making those measurements because and what they're considering rivals, because it certainly got its ass kicked by not only other broadcast in those time slots, but it certainly gets its ass kicked by YouTubers on YouTube. There's several live broadcasts, Tim Pool being one, that dominate that time slot. Or that kind of prime time slot from 5 p.m. Pacific to 7. So there's other shows that are kicking their ass there. But I think this. So this is good. I put this in here because it goes along with what we're talking about, measurements, how we're going to measure these successes with this streaming stuff, and it looks like NBC Universal's playing a little game here, and we'll see what the outcome of that is. But I think they did not like the rating measurement that they got for the Olympics. Part of that's because nobody watched. Part of that I think is because there's so many different ways. I think the knock on Nielsen is that they haven't kept up with the trends and how people are watching and where they're watching on different devices and how you measure that. So that kind of seems to be the knock there. So they do have a legitimate argument. And look, competition is great. It is the best, especially for markets like this. You shouldn't have just one dominant force that gets to kind of decide, look, these television shows live and die by the ratings.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
You live and die by the ratings and the marketing that those ratings pull. So having accurate numbers is super important. So in that sense, I do like what NBC Universal's doing, opening it up. But I hope it's not just a knee-jerk reaction to the bad listings or the bad ratings from the Olympics.
Well, it seems like it's opened the door for them to sort of reassess, and obviously they haven't necessarily had the best relationship with Nielsen in terms of NBC Universal, but to gauge it up against the Olympics, the only thing I know about the Olympics, like this year's Tokyo Olympics, the 2020 Olympics that took place in 2021, is that no one cared. It was a meme. It was absolutely, did you watch that? No. Do you care? No. All right. Like the biggest thing was talking about who had cases of what and when they had to go home. And so it usually you watch sports, and traditionally people, I'm not a sports fan, but from what I've heard from a lot of people who enjoy sports, is that you watch them to get away from the politics and the weight of the world. And sports seems to be falling under the tires of that particular movement of, no, there's politics in sports now.
Yeah, bummer.
Yeah.
But yeah. No, excuse me. Next up, Neil Blomkamp thinks Chappie is the reason he isn't doing an Alien movie.
Interesting. A lot of people didn't like the odd science fiction film Chappie. The film's director Neil Blomkamp admits, and he thinks Ridley Scott was one of them. He told The Guardian that it's possible Scott watched Chappie and immediately lost faith in him to direct a new film in the Alien franchise. Blomkamp said, it's possible that Ridley watched Chappie and he was like, this guy can't do Alien, so let's just go ahead and move on. He said, adding that having the rug pulled out from underneath him was unpleasant, to the point that he has now sworn off all properties based on someone else's IP. The project would have picked up from James Cameron's Aliens and would have brought back not only Sigourney Weaver's Ripley, but also possibly Newt, the traumatized girl that Ripley saves in Aliens. Blomkamp said that he feels bad for Weaver, who stood by him in the aftermath of Chappie's release, and even launched into passionate defense of the film to Collider's own Perry Nemiroff in 2016. He explained, I also felt bad for Sigourney because she was really into what I had brought forward. I felt like for audiences who loved Aliens, there was an opportunity to do one more film with Sigourney in a way that may have satiated what people were looking for and what I think I was looking for. What doesn't make sense is that I feel it's what the audience wanted. So it's strange because Fox would never really turn down money. Blomkamp said that he hasn't spoken to Scott since, as there's no coming back from that. He said, I'm not going to work on a film or two for 2 years and have the rug pulled out from underneath me and then go hang out and have beers. It's exactly why I don't want to do IP based on other people's stuff ever again.
Very interesting. And thanks for taking over there. I was having a moment. I was choking to death. So, yeah, right. That sucks because, look, Chappie wasn't good. But it sucks that the one film, put the capper on it, because I do think his Aliens take would have been awesome. I've heard him talk about this several times in the since this happened. In fact, he was recently on Joe Rogan's podcast. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Really good.
Yeah, and that's where I caught this news, and it was a conversation between he and Joe, and Joe, like I know the guy. Yeah. So, but yeah. It wasn't. He didn't lay into Chappie or Ridley Scott in the same way that he seems to have been quoted by The Guardian. Just saying it may have had something to do with the reception of Chappie. But I don't know. I'm torn because in that interview, it was he said, "I loved Alien 3 and have always been a big fan of David Fincher."
Right.
And so my hesitance towards Blomkamp's Alien 5 was always me being sort of precious with Alien 3, but I was intrigued to see the what if, for lack of a better description, of what would have happened had Newt and Hicks survived into a potential Alien 3, which is the only thing that was really disappointing for Alien 3 for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. And the end, what he ends off with, it's exactly why I don't want to do IP based on other people's stuff ever again, which means it looks like for Neil, the only thing we're ever going to get now is his stuff, which is hit and miss for me, to tell you to be quite honest. And I obviously District 9's dope. I did not care for Elysium, and I did not like Chappie. So get back on the horse and give me something I like, and that's cool. If not, find an IP that you can get behind. But it looks like he doesn't want to do that ever again.
Well, and I'm a big fan of, well, obviously franchises and intellectual properties that I can recognize, and that is the way that most studios go, is having their IPs vetted by past performances. But his original stuff, I do really I really enjoy. We've discussed Alive in Joburg before, and that I'm not, you know what? And since then, I've looked for it on YouTube. I don't know if it's still available on YouTube. He may have a website that you'll be able to see it on.
I'll have to check it out.
I am a fan of Blomkamp's work, and if he's doing original stuff, I'm still on board. Like what I liked Elysium, and so Chappie didn't throw me off of that.
Okay. Next up, another news item from our website. Free Guy Digital, Blu-ray, DVD, and 4K Ultra HD is out October 2nd. 20th Century Studios action comedy Free Guy debuts on all major digital platforms on September 28th, and on 4K Ultra HD, Blu-ray, and DVD on October 12th. Consumers can enjoy never-before-seen bonus materials, including 2 deleted scenes and extended scenes, bloopers, and making of featurettes. And you can there's more information on our website. Go ahead and check that out. Free Guy Digital, Blu-ray, DVD, 4K Ultra HD, October 2nd at www.thephantasmagoriumshow.com.
Did they mention anything about there being an audio commentary?
Maybe.
I'm just looking over it now.
I can't remember. I don't think so.
Which is, I'm disappointed when, obviously I'm happy for the physical media to be released, and I know that people are big fans of, I'm assuming there's going to be a steelbook. There has to be there's an ultimate edition. Right. There's going to be a steelbook. But I just wish the audio commentary would come back.
Yeah, luckily today they sent me the covers, so I was able to put that in the post. And there's some more information there. So check out the post, and you can see the covers there. But yeah, no steelbook yet, but I'm sure that's coming. Also on our website, Summer Days, Summer Nights is out tomorrow on Epix. Now, I'm not an Epix subscriber. Every once in a while, I'll get like a 30-day free trial for, it'll come across like Amazon or something. But this is it's the summer of 1982 on Long Island, and life is good. JJ, Pico Alexander, is working for his dad, Edward Burns, at the beach club when he falls hard for Debbie, Lindsay Morgan. Meanwhile, down the boardwalk, Frankie, Anthony Ramos, reconnects with a long-lost love, Caitlin Stacy. But as temperatures cool, so do their relationships, leaving the young men to accept summer is ending. The feel-good coming-of-age drama swells with nostalgia and is evocative of warm nights and young love. It's summer, right? It's set in, I believe, Long Island in the early 90s.
1982.
Oh, 1980s. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Because it says it right there. I read that, didn't I? Hello.
It's fine.
Sometimes.
We'll dub it in post.
Yeah, we'll fix it in the post. Yeah, Ed Burns directed this movie. Obviously, usually directs, and stars in these movies. Sounded okay. You can see the on our website. You can see I put the trailer in there if you'd like to check that out. It looks okay, actually. I was like, all right. Not usually these kind of things are just like throwaways for me. I'm like, yeah, I've never watched that, but I was watching the trailer. I'm like, oh yeah, it's pretty good.
I'll have to.
I'm not going to run out and get epics for it, but
no.
If I do get another free preview, I will definitely check this out. So if you subscribe to Epix, absolutely check it out.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I don't remember the last Ed Burns movie that I've actually watched, but I liked his early work in the early 90s. Like She's the One is not only, I really enjoy that romantic comedy, but also probably my favorite Tom Petty album. And so, I will take a lock at the trailer and assess from there.
You shouldn't have called her a whore, tough guy. I love that. That movie's got some great quotables.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I like Ed Burns stuff. I can't remember the last. I think he's basically making his career right now on doing these kind of movies, kind of feel good, kind of nostalgia movies. For the most part, I think that's what he's doing.
Well, and he's always been very good at handling sort of intimate character interactions as opposed to the genre stuff that we usually gravitate towards. But he is a talented director, and I'd like to check it out. The brothers.
I do. I like his directing. He's very talented, dude.
Mm-hmm.
So that will do it for the news.
All right.
I started the day. I was kind of collecting the news, and I think I had 3 things to talk about. And then I'm like, how am I going to stretch this show out today? And then by the time I was done, there's almost 50 minutes worth of news today. So good. All right. Before we hop over to the chat, I do want to share the screen real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I want to pop this up on the screen. We have some new subscribers that I want to acknowledge.
Well, thank heavens. Thank you for subscribing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, and also, while Steve is pulling that up, don't forget tonight we have Set to Stun happening at 6:30 Pacific, 9:30 Eastern. And that's where Chandra and I are going to take a look at we are going to rank the Star Trek The Next Generation films in order. And we're going to review episode 2 of season 2 of Lower Decks. Shock of the Walls Fell. It's about a Temerian. It's great.
Cool.
And so we have a few subscribers, starting with Zeshan Jewelers. Thank you, Zeshan. Zani's Live Hacks. Thank you. Tico P from the Vault. Thank you, Tico P. Gary Jamo for subscribing. Thank you. And Cinema Gulp. Either resubscribed or unsubscribed and then joined us again. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. With that down, let's go over and pick out some of these chats, shall we?
Yeah. Darius Munchausen, ahoy, sir, and first.
Cam.
Hey, Cam. Hello to you. Cam says, congratulations, Steve, on way from Amazon paperback.
All right.
I'm gonna have to pick up a paperback just so I can see my blurb on the back.
Paperback, right? Yeah, for sure, man.
Cam says hello to me. It's good to see me, and it's good to see you, Cam. Terje, how are you? Fresh from Paw Patrol. Have a great show, guys. I'm stuck doing some work, but wanted to say hello. The evening isn't the same without some manic enthusiasm from the Canadian and on-point commentary by Huntington Beach Man.
Well, thank you very much, buddy.
Canadian. Thank you.
Yeah.
I am. I don't know why I'm thanking you for that. Perhaps I'm Canadian. Cam says, be well, Terje. And the Richard, hey, aloha to the Richard. Aloha, everyone. I must agree that Steve's book is a pretty awesome concept. Well, and it's not just a concept. Once you actually get into it, it's kind of fascinating. Like there are tidbits and there's stuff that I want to say, but I can't because you won't get the book.
And that's what, it's a short book. I don't want to give away too much, but
Mhm.
it was fun doing the research and collecting the this information. What inspired me, besides Robert Meyer Burnett and John Campea, always saying just do it, was basically I think it was actually John's documentary, because he said when he was researching this, there wasn't a lot of books on trailers, and I'm like, no shit, there's not a lot of books on like concessions either. So I started looking, and there's very little, if any. I'm like, well, I'll be the guy that does it then. So I started researching, putting it together.
Yeah, and I think you're absolutely right. I've seen like architecture books for the classic movie palaces, but I don't think I've ever checked out anything or noticed anything that was about the concessions and the history there too, which is the battle. There was a battle.
There was a battle. You got to read it. I mean, look, you got to read it because it's my book, and I want to pitch it and sell it. But you got to read it. If you're a movie fan, you should. It's a cool kind of novelty item. A little history lesson. I think it's good.
It's great. Todd Michael is here. Hey, Todd Michael. My father still talks of throwing jujubes at the cinema in the 1950s.
Yeah, jujubes.
The Richard says, I don't know anyone with a network.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what we're talking about there, but okay. Let's see. Got a bunch of people just kind of talking back and forth and welcoming each other.
Ahoy and hail and hi and good to see you.
All that kind of stuff.
Todd Michael says, Paw Patrol's advertising took over my entire Roku interface.
Really?
See, and I saw more stuff for the Protege than I did for Paw Patrol. And I would recognize
I saw a Paw Patrol thing on Amazon, on my Amazon,
but
only like on Friday. It just started. Like it wasn't like the whole week or anything. So it's just weird.
That is weird. What do we got?
The Richard.
The Richard, my bad. I thought Scotty starred in Paw Patrol. No, I am not Chase.
No.
Chase is the least of.
And apparently OnlyFans doesn't allow porno anymore. So
nudity, though. Nudity.
Oh, okay.
And that's not coming. That's happening in the fall. They haven't done that yet. It's a matter of phasing things out. But there's.
So you can still go see Scotty's OnlyFans page for some hardcore action.
Yeah, well, it's usually hardcore solo, but still, yeah.
Battle wank.
Battle wank, exactly. Nice shout out. The Richard says, well, I like the premise of Reminiscence now that I've heard about it. You give love a bad name, Steve, by bringing up Strange Days, which is a gem.
It's so good. It's one of my favorite movies. I like it ever. It's that high on the list for me. But yeah.
No, it's in Strange Days is absolutely that is high praise. Cam says, sounds like it might be a case for Hugh to sue like ScarJo. I don't think it's that.
No, because look, if it was 20 million less than their projections, okay, you know what I mean? If they made 20 million and if they projected 40, okay. This made $2 million. This wasn't just because everybody watched it at home. This was because the marketing sucked. The movie sucks. The critics panned the shit out of it. And, unfortunately for Jackman, it sucks because Rebecca Ferguson, who is one of my favorites actresses acting right now, is in this movie too. And Tandy Newton is it. I mean, it's so many good people in this thing. It just didn't come together. And, it happens, and it just goes to show you movies are hard to do and they're even harder to get right. So it sucks, but it happens. And, unfortunately it happened to really good people.
Well, and also, do you know what it was rated?
I don't offhand. Okay. I think it was rated R, but I don't know for sure.
I'm wondering if we're going to see like a resurgence of the PG. Well, I guess they've always been trying for PG-13, but yeah, it seems like R-rated movies are touch of death. The Richard says, to be honest, the Burnett work, PGS All-Star / Masters of the Universe, has taken over my YouTube. Not complaining. I hear it's effing amazing. I'm looking for pandas and fish, and all I see is this amazingness.
Yeah,
well,
it was good. It was really good. It is a good show. I can't wait to see more episodes. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a producer on the show. I helped out in the editing and production of the show, but it's really, and I'm also a guest. Scotty and I will be guests on the All-Stars, as will Cinema Gulp and many other PGS members in the coming days, weeks, and months. I think that show's going to have legs. There's a lot of talented people in the PGS, and there's a lot of things that people are constantly working on that they can talk about. So, it doesn't have to be a one and done type of deal. Maybe have multiple episodes, as people do new projects and things like that. So it's cool. It's a really good show. It came out really good. I think the biggest complaint so far that I've heard was that it wasn't long enough, which is cool. So, okay. Cause they're short little 30-minute segments, It's a new thing that Burnett Work was doing, basically kind of just because he was on location this weekend shooting in Portland. So yeah, good stuff.
Well, and don't worry if you're starved for more of the Richard and Bunyan Snipe talking about Masters of the Universe. There's more coming. Oh my
yeah.
stars. Getting those two guys to talk about Masters of the Universe, you just open the floodgates and let it wash over you.
Yeah, there's a bunch.
Todd Michael says the Fantasmagorium show and its subsidiaries do not condone the literal screwing of the pooch. This is
correct.
True. Absolutely. Leave that poor dog alone. Cam says Disney almost couldn't handle this situation more badly.
You're
Agreed.
absolutely correct. I mean, It was horrible.
The Richard says the Fantasmagorium show has really impressed me. I'm not only a moderator, but also a member.
Hey,
well, thank you, Richard. Thank you so much. Todd Michael says Mark Renton is still my all-time favorite Ewan McGregor role. 1,000 years from now, there will be no guys and no girls, just wankers. Sounds great to me.
Just wankers. Yep.
Choose life. The Richard says, John Cho, I must support everything he does. Have you watch this movie all about his team getting a film to a film fest? Forget everything else you know about him. No, I haven't seen it, and that's a really good.
I haven't either. So thanks for putting that on my radar. But I do like John Cho. In fact, I really liked what he did with the second season of The Exorcist. I thought that show got canceled too early. The first season starred Gina Davis. Awesome. Second season starred John Cho. Awesome. I really liked it. But that's what happens to these broadcast networks shows. They come and they go,
Yeah, and I remember watching Selfie with Karen Gillan and John Cho. I thought that was a really charming, adorable vehicle for both of them, and I was surprised when it got canceled as well.
Yeah, good John Cho. We like to support him, and dude, this Cowboy Bebop thing looks awesome. I was dubious. I was kind of worried that it wasn't going to translate over correctly, and it still might be a dumpster fire. I don't know. We haven't seen anything from it yet, but from just judging off of the stills that we saw today, awesome. Looks great. At least they get the characters, and the look looks true to form, right?
Yes. And it'll be once we start seeing exterior shots of spaceships and check out some of the action. And I hopefully will be getting a trailer soon because I am pumped for that. Todd Michael says, I literally have no idea what Cowboy Bebop is other than it being an anime. Neither did I going in. I had only heard it was good. And solar system bounty hunters who are all close to the vest, and they all have their own agendas.
With this killer soundtrack of this noir jazz, and oh my god, it's really cool. I mean, talk about just kind of throwing a bunch of stuff together and making this kind of awesome soup out of it. It's really good.
It is really good. Although the release that we read earlier on the show said that it was a Western. It was a sci-fi Western. I wouldn't consider it to be a sci-fi Western. I would more put it in like a sci-fi noir.
Yeah, yeah. But there's some Western. There is a Western element to it, but there is a Western element to it.
There
just
is,
in the fact that it's almost like the lone gunslinger, bounty hunter kind of guy. But yeah.
The Richard says no comment on Candyman, though must wish them wellness. Yeah, and I'll check it out. I don't have high expectations, so I don't think it'll disappoint me, and that's my jam lately.
Yeah, right. Might pleasantly surprise you.
The Richard says, for the record, Tony Todd was one of my guests when I opened up the comic shop. I have videos of Todd dragging me up on my own stage and rapping a song about the Richard's cool stuff. He left his shoes. I remember that story, and I do know that you put me one degree away from Tony Todd. Kern himself, thank you. The Richard says it is not a joke. These are not punchlines. These are true stories from the Richard.
Yep.
Todd Michael says, please remember, if you haven't done so already, ring Steve's and Scotty's little bell. Please do.
Little?
The Richard says, I was embarrassed. I love putting on events, though. I don't want to be on stage. Yeah, I can understand that. Well, wait, can I? No, I'm a whore for attention. Cam says, at the Richard, I worked backstage for bands like Fish when they did like 3-day gigs festivals. I'm watching things come together, so I get what you mean. Yeah,
cool.
Cam says, I watched the Olympics sort of, just would turn it on in the background. Okay, good. I'm not a sports guy, so I didn't even pay attention. I think I casually checked medal counts, but didn't really care.
Let me see if I can find something that's not kind of just going back and forth.
Oh, and we do appreciate you guys doing the back and forth. We're sort of paying attention to the chats that are more that we can announce, and then also if eventually we are going to be nudging people to be using those super chats and super stickers so that you can support the channel. And when that day comes, you will remember it was the 23rd of August when they warned us. Yeah. Now it's finally here. So, but thank you so much for being here and helping us develop the community. You're awesome guys for being here. And I'm glad that I'm glad you all get along. It's the best. We haven't had to kick anybody out yet, which is amazing.
That's awesome.
The Richard says, The Postman is a great film. Not for everyone.
Yeah.
The Richard says, popcorn, buttered popcorn. That's my jam with jalapenos.
With jalapenos.
Oh, I can dig it. I like that. I like that idea a lot. I've never tried it. Todd Michael says the Fantasmagorium show and its subsidiaries may or may not condone battle wanking. I'm really not sure. Oh, we do. We condone the good battle wank. As long as it's on the up and up, you can have a battle wank. The Richard says, wasn't the battle wanking the failed attempt after Battle Snap or Battle Damage He-Man? It is a possibility, although it was pulled from shelves due to conservative groups who were looking after the children in the mid-'80s. Also, I have no facts to back that up, so no follow-up questions, please.
No, in fact, the parental advisory came from the left and Tipper Gore's ugly mouth.
Because of the battle wank, yes.
Because of the battle wank.
Todd Michaels says, or it sings, let's go pet the dachshund. Let's all pet the dachshund. Let's all pet the dachshund to see if he'll poop outside. Yes, I sing my version of the Concession show to my dogs. And awesome. Now you have a new ringtone. I did it for you, bud.
Yeah. Royalties cool come through the Phantasmagorium show. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Cam says, I totally agree with your assessment, but once the door is open with day and date stream release, who knows? Yeah. And we talk about this a lot on the show, this day and date thing.
Obviously, Warner Brothers and Warner Media announced that they're not going to do this going forward after the first of the year. So it won't. They're not releasing day and date, but. I think you're going to see is you're going to start seeing that 90-day theatrical window start to shrink, and it which is probably a good thing. I think some theaters are contractually obligated to keep movies that are underperforming way too long. Like 3 months for a movie that's underperforming is a waste of their theater space, especially if they're contractually obligated to be there that long without the option to release it. So I think that's gonna shorten. And then obviously we talk about the new paradigm shift and the way we're gonna measure and all that. But that's all. It's all part of it. And it's it's still everybody's trying to get their sea legs in this new reality and trying to figure it all out. So we'll see how it all plays out. But yeah, the day and date thing it's coming. I don't know if it'll actually be day and date, like we see it now, but it's gonna be. The window's going to be shrunken down. I know a lot of people want day and date. They want to be able to watch these brand new theatrical or big tentpole kind of movies at their house. Yeah. So there's going to be some kind of shenanigans. They'll have to figure out a new paradigm. And everybody's kind of up in the air because we're living through it, right? And we're trying to figure it out like on the go.
And I think that this is sort of leaning into, or at least informing, when they say that they're going to make a new Black Canary movie and it's going to exclusively go to HBO Max. Maybe we'll see the resurgence of the television movie, and it's not even a TV movie anymore. It's just going to streamers. And so these smaller budget movies, instead of having to roll the dice as to whether or not things are open or not, because I don't know when that's going to be a stability, just throw it on HBO Max and don't worry about the day and date.
Yeah.
Todd Michael says to the Richard, Masters of the Universe is your domain, man. All I know is Real Dune, Transformers, and Snots Landing.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, Richard said, I have zero domain. All I can say. Well, I don't know.
Todd Michael says, Gina Davis, there's a name I haven't heard in a billion years, but every time she pops up, it's a delight.
Yeah.
Degrassi Knowles says, isn't Gina Davis going to be in Hawkeye on Disney Plus?
Is she?
That is interesting, right. Degrassi.
I think that's right. Yeah.
Well, I'm in. Degrassi says, oops, looks like Vera Farmiga got the part.
Yeah, that's right. But I remember why I thought that. Those were the two actresses up for the part.
Fans of both of them? But
yes.
Gina. The Richard says, he loves us all. And thank you for that. Todd Michaels says, laugh out loud. I love when Steve bemoans the whole day and date thing. It is, end of rant. It is one of the rants.
End of rant. Yeah, it's a peccadillo of mine for sure.
Ooh.
I do have to, but it's just, we're going to have to figure it out. And we're living through the figuring it out phase. And it's going to be interesting to see where it lands.
Absolutely. The Richard says, aloha to Degrassi Knowles. Also, let's see. Also, Gina used to shop at my Barnes and Nobles. It's so weird to see your heartthrob in person.
I'll bet.
I bet. And also, I from what I understand, she's taller in person.
When I was playing in the band, like a heavy alternative band, I had a chance to meet Heather Graham, who I've been in love with forever. And meeting your heartthrobs and crushes is weird.
At least you had the balls to do it, buddy. I couldn't even get in line for Haley Atwell. I was afraid of what I'd do. But Terry Farrell, I could muster up the gumption to talk to.
Cool chick too, right?
Oh yeah, very cool chick.
Super
Terry
cool.
Farrell was amazing.
I've heard that about her.
We talked about Becker the entire time.
That's cool.
Cab says, I see the point of shrinking the 9 theaters. 45 days seems like the new paradigm. Just worry this is hurrying the demise of theaters.
I don't think so. I think theaters are going to stay. And if they strike the right balance, then it'll be great. But what I do think is the days of the 2019, billion-dollar film after billion-dollar film after billion-dollar film is probably behind us, which is okay. Because I think What that's going to do is it'll also start instituting a correction in the market. For way too long, these movies their budgets have been ballooning out of control. The fact that we have $250-300 million movies is asinine, especially when we've proven the model that you can take a $65 million movie and make $1 billion or close to $1 billion with it.
Yeah.
And we've proven that time and time again with really good films. Mm-hmm. You have to make really good films, and making films is hard, but you have to make really good films. So if that's what comes out of this is a 45-day theatrical window, but now movies are, we're going to put a cap at maybe 150 million. Man, I think the whole industry wins that way.
Absolutely.
But it remains to be seen.
Well, it does remain to be seen, but even with M. Night Shyamalan,
the Sham Hammer.
Yeah, having his recent filmography basically be low risk, low budget, high return movies, it doesn't necessarily have to be, an inflated budget to get these things done. Now, there are some properties that are going to warrant that.
Sure.
But even as Kat and I have been following the release anticipation for No Time to Die on our Wednesday night show, Martinis, Gadgets, and Guns, you can catch that at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on the Fantasmagorium channel.
Please do so.
We've been watching how that's going and checking out the marketing and seeing how, by Kat's assessment, spoilers, it's going to lose money. There's nothing helping that anymore. And so it is moving forward, seeing what they are going to do to mitigate those unforeseen losses.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Richard says, I think Spider-Man 3. Other trailers will be released tonight after the Vegas meeting.
Yep.
You doing all-night updates? Ooh, that is interesting. I don't know.
Yeah. So I heard this on Friday that the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer was going to release. So Sony at CinemaCon has a 3-hour block tonight. So I think we're going to get a bunch of stuff. I think we're going to get Uncharted trailer.
Oh.
I don't know. Some of the stuff is going to be exclusive for the con, but I think we might get that trailer. We're definitely going to get the Spider-Man. And then the leak happened. I didn't watch it. I want to watch the real thing. I don't want to watch some knockoff piece of shit, somebody's phone. Oh, look, I could care less about that garbage. And it pisses me off that they fucking leaked it. But
I watched it.
Yeah.
And it was all half finished animatics, and you could barely make out what's going on. There's barely any dialogue. And so but I didn't get a sense of the movie. But I'll check out when hopefully they will release it. Obviously, they're going to release the trailer online
between 6 and 9 p.m. Pacific time tonight, the trailer should release, and they'll probably drop it 5 or 10 minutes after they show it. At the con at CinemaCon. But yeah, that should be interesting. Maybe we'll come back. We're actually on the air. Actually,
we will be on the air, but maybe we'll make some time afterwards, or maybe we'll just save it for tomorrow's Fantasmagorium.
Maybe we'll see how it goes. It depends when it drops. We'll probably, because we're on the air tonight, obviously with the Set to Stun. At that time, so we'll either maybe break it and kind of cover it there, or we'll do a special after show. We'll see. We'll keep the options open.
Cam says Gina Davis is tall and an expert archer. I did know she was an archer. Almost made it to the Olympics, if I remember correctly, and she recently. Yeah. Hey, Tim's talk. Hey, Tim, what's going on, buddy? That's too bad about Reminiscence. I thought the trailer looked dope. So
me too. Yeah, it's one of those ones where we get great trailer, shit movie. It happens a lot. Sometimes we get bad trailers of great movies.
Tim says the leaked does look really bad. I want to see the real thing. So
Me
do I.
Too.
Yeah,
I wait.
And it was.
I always try to wait. I never do. Why rob yourself of exactly what they want to put out to watch so you can be the first guy to see it? Who gives a shit? You see something that they didn't intend to ever put out to the public. I mean, if that's your thing, all right. I'm not going to talk shit on you. I'm just going to say, I think Campia put it the best. He's like, why would you fuck yourself in the ear like that instead of just waiting, a few more hours to see the real thing? I want to see the real thing.
Yeah. And I clicked on it because I was curious, because I had seen something that it was obviously a fan made trailer, and it had mashed together all 3 franchises. And so I saw that. And then after the fact, it was like, nope, this is not real. Because you couldn't really tell what was going on in the leaked trailer, I didn't feel bad about it. I was like, okay, I recognize that person. I caught some dialogue. It's fine. It's fine.
I can't, I can wait. I can wait for the real thing, because I want to see it in all its glory, But man, yeah, I'll tell you what, the hype and chaos that's surrounding the release of this frickin' movie trailer is insane.
Yep. Looking forward to it, like moving the Marvel Cinematic Universe forward. That's why I'm here. Todd Michael says, so will the trailer have completed effects, or will it be animatics? Excellent question. I would assume that it's going to be completed.
Yeah, it'll be completed. So it looks like what happened was because it was watermarked. Yeah. So you saw that the VFX artists had their name is watermarked on that trailer. Probably what happened was they accidentally shared it or left it open. Somebody grabbed it that shouldn't have, and I'm going to leak this. You know what I mean? Which sucks because that person is now responsible for that. Doesn't matter.
You mean former VFX artist?
Yeah, the former. Yeah, right. That sucks. That really sucks. And it probably happened last year, or the beginning of this year, because this movie's coming out in a few months in December, middle of December. So that's that. I hate when that happens, and I'm not going to blame. I mean, ultimately, the responsibility is the VFX artist, but I mean, you never know how that came about. Yeah, but that sucks.
The Richard says, new PGS All-Stars Masters of the Universe here in a few minutes on the Burnett Network.
That's right. I think at 2:30 PST. Okay.
So, yeah. And the Richard says, I would imagine this was posted by a villain from the negative zone. It's
Could be.
Yep.
Could be.
I like how you're on brand.
Yep. Totally. All right, buddy. I think that'll do it for the chat and for the show today. Why don't we get out of here? We'll go over to the Burnett Network. We'll watch the PGS All-Stars, Master of the Universe talk.
Absolutely.
And that'll do it for us today, I think. Unless you have anything else, Scotty.
I don't think. I'm saving myself for tonight.
All right. Yeah. Be sure to check out the Set to Stun tonight. Wednesday night will be our Bond show, Martinis, Gadgets, and Guns. Choking on my own words. And then Thursday night, Thursday afternoon, be sure to come check out Turget's new show, Cult Classic Movie Corner. We have a great guest, the director of the new documentary film, Howard the Duck. So, and we'll be talking about Howard the Duck, which I watched last night and forgot how horrible that movie was.
But
in a great way.
Yeah, but keep in mind also that because we do want to give the director and Turget a little bit of breathing room. If the Fantasmagorium is a little behind the time, a little slower to start, it's because we just want to give Howard its due.
Yes. So we may run a little long there. We'll just kind of play that Thursday by ear. Let's see. Cam just checks in. Says, thanks, guys. And the chat, take it easy and be well. And we will.
You as
all
well.
Right. All right, dude. I think that'll do it.
All right. Let's get out.
Good to go. We'll get out of here. So for Scotty R37, I'm Steve Foley. Have a great day, everybody.
See you guys.